Hey, what's going on, everybody? All right. We are going to have a great show today, guys. Today is the last day of the TrendCloud Trading Challenge, as you know, and we are going to start a new one on Monday. I did not win, okay? I think some of you have got some great winners out there. I took notes on my performance, and it was very interesting going over the notes of this first, prop trading challenge that we had here was very interesting. So my notes on myself for this particular challenge, very interesting stuff. Number one, I was realizing that I was more, and these are all the psychological effects that take place. I was more interested in recording what I was doing than I was at actually taking good trades. And my mindset was record all of the trades to use as in the videos and stuff like that. And that kind of messed me up a bit. It was very interesting. So I'm curious to hear what your experience was. If if you went along with this, definitely jump into the next one. But I realized, and this happened, and I didn't say anything to you guys until today. I was like, I'm going to wait until Friday to tell these guys what happened. On last Monday, I took 3 trades. Good morning, Frank. Good to see you. I took 3 trades in a row on Monday, right? And I violated the rule. So I actually disqualified myself in the first TrendCloud trading challenge, okay? Because I wasn't paying attention to the rules. And I just thought all of it, and I was a psych major in college, so I find all of this very fascinating. This was all really interesting, where everything, when I was just trading, not doing, a challenge, okay, I was fine. And I was just, I was following my trade plan and whatever. And then, interesting enough, when I introduced rules, right, like a prop trading firm does, 2 weeks, you've got 2 weeks to do this. You cannot lose more than $500 in one day, and you cannot lose more than $1,000 within the 2 weeks. And very interesting psychological effects to that. So now imagine a prop trading firm on the phone with you or emailing you saying, hey, how come you didn't do this or whatever? Or, hey, how come you're taking this trade? Very interesting psychological effects, so, and then now try to balance your work life, your home life, and do this challenge. Very, very difficult. It was. So, whatever you do, always take notes on your performance. What did I do well? What could I do better? And how am I going to handle it next time? Those are the 3 things that you should really ask yourself in a performance evaluation of your trading, right? What did I do well? What can I do better? And what am I going to do the next time around? So I think what we should do is keep the rules the same, because they're pretty strict rules. 2 weeks for the challenge, right? no more, right? Cannot lose more than $500 in a day, which means you have to really watch each risk, right? And we are using a $20,000 account, and so we're saying no more than 1%, right? So 1%, that's $200, right? So really, if you took 2 trades and those trades happen to fail, or maybe you didn't follow your trade plan, you didn't wait for everything to line up the way it's supposed to line up, right? And you took a trade that you really shouldn't have. That's really, two trades. That's that's 2%. Okay, and then you've got $100. Yeah, yeah, Graham, absolutely. So I was just talking about today's the last day of the trading challenge, and the new one will start on Monday. Okay, we're going to do this every 2 weeks, and we're going to document what happened to us during the challenge, and it's going to be a lot of fun. This is 100% for you guys. This is for you. Like, it's great. I think we've got a great group here, and we can really share our experiences openly, and it's going to have such a profound effect, both skill-wise and psychologically, on your trading. It's just going to catapult the entire group into the next level. I 100% feel that. And why is that? Because if you're open with what's going on, right? Like, I'm sharing my experience with this challenge with you guys, and it was really interesting. It was really interesting. So again, the rules were, and I have to put this in the newsletter. I have a newsletter now that you guys should get weekly. So just start looking out for that. So we have to say ticker and price, and then 2 weeks later, see. Yeah. So what you'll do is you'll reset your trading account down here. You'll reset your simulator account to 20,000. Clear it out, and we'll start again. And the rule is, and it's just reset. Oops. It's just reset everything 20,000. This way we can, because that's what we always talk about in the room, right? Assuming a $20,000 account, 1% risk on each trade, and you can't lose more than $500 in a day. And just get used to that rule, because those are the rules that these prop trading firms will throw at you. Okay, so we want to get used to the rules, and we're doing all of this in the simulator, right? The prop trading firms will say to you, okay, you have this amount of time. We're saying 2 weeks, okay, to produce 8%. Okay, you want 8% on that $20,000 account, and you can't lose more than $500 in one day, and you can't lose $1,000, more than $1,000 within the 2 weeks. Yeah, we're doing that all in here. Yeah, absolutely, Graham. Yeah, absolutely. Graham, you're in the private Facebook group too, right? Just make sure you're in there as well. It's very interesting what happens. It's very interesting what happens. You start to focus, and this is what these prop trading firms are going to do. They're going to get you to focus on their rules rather than your trade plan. Okay. So, and then there's all these other distractions that you come across, right? There's all these other distractions that come along, like your home life, and work, and staying up until 2 o'clock in the morning editing videos and things like that. So very interesting. So on last Monday, I took 3 trades in a row, and I violated the rules. Okay, and it was 1%. Okay, on each one of those, and it went over $500. Okay, so I violated the rule, and I lost, right? And I said, "Oh my God, I can't believe that. I cannot believe I violated my own rule." So my notes to myself, that I put in my trading journal, were just that. It was just that. Don't focus. I mean, you have to pay attention to the rules, of course, but it was very interesting. My agenda changed, right? My motive changed, and it became all about um, sort of documenting this stuff for you guys, to see, and you just can't do that. It's very, very interesting. I'm my job basically, right, is making high quality videos, instructional videos in detail, with real world examples. And that is a task. Let me tell you, that's a task to do. So when I was doing that, that's pretty much what ended up happening. It became more about documenting everything, and trying to turn it into an educational video, rather than the trade itself. So interesting stuff. I'm really interested to hear what your experience was with it. But with that being said, let's get into the second piece of the second great piece of news here today. More long term, maybe do a long term challenge also. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Graham, it's all about just getting used to. It's just really all about getting used to having someone put some rules on you. That's really what it is. You're a long-term trader, Graham. You stick with that, man. You stick with that. But to try to get funded by a prop trading firm, you're going to have rules thrown at you. So if you get anything out of this, it would be, okay, I'm going to follow my trade plan, right? I'm going to follow my trade plan with some rules, and I'm going to see psychologically how I react to that. And it'd be very interesting. So that'll be that will be in your notes, Graham. That'll be in your notes, how you reacted to doing what you do, and and following some rules. Hey, good morning, Kazi. Good to see you, buddy. Okay. So now that we know that there are some great psychological effects to following a trend, a trading challenge. Okay. So we're going to reset everything on Monday. We still have Friday. We still have Friday left, right? So we'll go over, I guess, all the results and everything on Monday, and we'll see. If you want to share that info, who has what. Okay, I am out. Okay, I'm out of the competition. I disqualified myself for going over the $500 rule. And so that's that. So we'll go over results on Monday, and then we'll reset our simulators. Okay, and we will do it again with the same rules. Now, guys, let me show you the new update on the TrendCloud. Really great stuff. Okay. So, and Kazi, thanks again for making the suggestion because it was very doable. And my programmer, who is fantastic, he did it in like I mean he did it in like a half hour or something. I think it was just such an easy thing for him to do. For me, it was really complicated, right? But for him, it was just like, oh yeah, I know how to do that, you know. So here we are, and I did post a video on this, guys. Okay, so I posted a video on how to set the alert on TrendCloud and send the message right to your phone. Okay, so what you would do is if we want to set here's the 5-minute chart, right, of corn. So what you would do is just make sure that you engage that chart by left clicking on it first with your mouse. Doesn't really do anything. Just make sure that it's engaged. And then go over here to the alarm clock, right? Click onto that, and this will pop up. Okay, so now you can say create alert, and you'll see we've got the TrendCloud right here. Click onto the TrendCloud, and you'll have 3 options. Cross signal, right? That little plus sign thingy. Up entry arrow, down entry arrow. Okay. So being that we're on, or we're in a downward trend here, right? So we're in a downward trend on the 5-minute. Candles are extended, right? Candles are extended. And we are in a downtrend, right, on that 1-hour chart. So downtrend 1 hour, momentum's with us on both time frames, and we're just starting to break below that 50. So what do you think? What should we do here? I mean, the 5-minute chart, because it's extended, it's going to have to pull back, right? It's going to have to pull back up here. So if it pulls back, it's going to cross it's going to cross the 50. So why don't we say cross signal, right? Why don't we say, let's get an alert when this thing crosses back over, because that's when we really want to start paying attention to this for the next move down. It's got to recalculate. So we're going to do cross signal, and just get in the habit of putting once per bar on there. This way we'll get notified at every cross signal on that 5-minute chart. That's working for you, Kazi? Good. Excellent. So once per bar. Okay. And you can give it an alert name, but right in here, cross signal triggered, that's what's going to go to your phone. Hit create, and it will pop up there. There you go. So the cross signal is active on the 5-minute chart. So you will only get a signal to your phone, okay? And it's going to pop up here on TradingView also. And you'll see every time there's a cross signal on that 5-minute chart, it's going to alert you. So you can always, maybe it's like 6 o'clock at night, you just finished dinner, you get an alert. Oh, hey, let me go check out in corn and see what's going on. Oh, nice. Okay, so you've got TradingView downloaded on your phone. So you get push. Nice. Excellent. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. Gary, howdy. What's going on, Gary? Gary, thanks for the info yesterday as well on that video. Everything is redone and it is up there. Work great. Excellent. It's fantastic. Yeah, it's really it's super helpful. It's super helpful. What's going on with corn here? Is corn down due to inflation going down long term? So we want to look for a bounce, but overall the big trend is down. That's right. So whatever is going on, Graham, with the oh, nice. Made 220 in oil this. Oh, nice, Gary. Nice, man. Awesome. Oh, on gold. Okay, nice. Gold. Awesome, man. Liquid gold. Gold trade. All right, let's take a look at it. But Graham, yeah. So whatever news comes out about corn, right? If you notice, if you look at the technical analysis first, right? And then you read the news on it, it's very interesting. It's very interesting because you could actually see the news bundled into the technicals. You'll know before the news comes out. You'll see something like, oh, well, you'll go through your process, right, Graham? You'll say, oh, well, okay, well, the overall trend is down and we got momentum on our side as well. So that's going to be a lot of force. That means that price action should continue to the downside. Okay. And then some news will come out. All right. And the news will be a catalyst to what you're already looking at. And that's what you're going to find. That's what you're going to find. This is really powerful stuff, guys. And your friends, I mean, if you start talking like this to your friends, and they're going to be like, how did you know that? Like, wait a second. Like, it actually did what you said it was going to do. How did you do that? And then you can try explaining it. Then you try explaining it, and they're going to look at you like you have 5 heads. They're not going to know what you're talking about. You'll be talking way over their heads. So, but it's very interesting to see that take place. It's very interesting to see that take place. So, all right. So let's take a look at gold here. Downtrend. Where are we on gold? Where is it on our? Okay, so it's showing some mixed signals right now because I don't see gold. Gold is not on the scanner, and I'm looking at it, and it looks like it's turned into some mixed signals, right, Gary? It looks like we've got so you got in and out just in time, and that happens, right? That happens. You'll get into a trade, and you'll see, oh, everything is lined up, and then, oh, wait a second, momentum just shifted. Okay, and you prepare yourself, right? You start preparing yourself. Yeah. All right. So downtrend, and looks like we getting deep pullbacks here. But all in all, we are in a downtrend, high time frame, and we are starting to cycle down. What was that, a long or a short, Gary, that you took on gold? Cycling down this morning. Let's see. Long. 5-minute chart. Whoa. I'm assuming you got in on, wow. I'm assuming you took a piece of this right here. Look at that. We've seen this, right? We've seen this happen on gold, right? A TrendCloud is boxing it out for us, right? Here's the high and the low of the swing. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. All right. So you got in, you took a piece of this right here. Boy, that is something. And we've seen that happen. So now everything that sort of takes place inside of the range of this, it's going to be real iffy, right? Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I took an aggressive trade. Nice. All By the way, Bitcoin stock miners up some 5% after a huge set. Wow, really? Mara, Riot, and Coin, etc. Could be a signal. It very well could be. It very well could be. We'll take a look. We'll take a look at some of that as well. 926. Okay, so we're almost at the open here. Okay, we're almost at the open, and we know we've learned as a group, right? We've learned that the indexes, right at the open, we've learned that these indexes go a little haywire, right? At the open. And that throws a monkey wrench into our TrendCloud system, doesn't it? So for indexes, we kind of like to take those TrendCloud signals before the open, right? And also we wait until after, right? Look how smooth this stuff works before the open. 6:15, 6:45, and then right here, right around like 8 o'clock, starts going. In this particular case, right, started going sideways. So those mixed signals. Brandon just sent me a message there. We are talking about the big interview going to take place next week. I'll probably shoot for like Wednesday or something. Okay, so micro S&P overall trend is up, right? Where it's on our scanner. It's on our scanner. And we're going into that fifth wave. Okay, so the trend, the high time frame trend is starting to run its full gambit, right? Its full 5 waves. Momentum is up, trend is up on all time frames here, right? Go out to the 15. So we're just coming into some support here, upward momentum. So what are we guessing? What are we thinking is going to happen at the open? Or not so much at the open, but on the opening range. You have to assume up, right? We have to assume that whatever the opening range is going to be, that we're going to be breaking to the upside, right? Upward trend. We're starting to cycle up here. High time frame momentum is up. Okay, that's one piece of information on that chart. Middle chart, CCI is above positive 100, and we're in an uptrend. What should we be expecting on the opening range, guys? We should be expecting some break to the upside. If it does that, we've got a great chance at taking the retest. We've got a great chance at taking the retest. Haven't taken any equity contract trades in a while. Yeah, sometimes we get focused, right? Sometimes we get focused on our gold trades, or maybe you want to focus on one particular instrument. I know Krishnan likes the Aussie dollar, and as a beginner, it's easier, right? It's easier than looking at a whole bunch of stuff like, let's compare NASDAQ and platinum. It's hard. It's a lot to look at. It's a lot to look at. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. So Gary is using the alert on the 1 hour chart to accumulate stocks. Gary, that's awesome. That's awesome. You could set on that 1 hour chart, you can set that alert for accumulation. I didn't even think of that. Again, as a group, this is how you learn. Gary, that's awesome. That's really, that's how you put this stuff to use. See, you just made that your own. You took something that you learned and you said, hey, you know what? I can use that on my stock portfolio to accumulate stocks at that TrendCloud crossover. There you go. You're going to get an alert to your phone every single time you see that crossover, and remember to set it for every bar, right? So that it goes every single time. So you will get a signal, a crossover signal for up and down, right? So you get a crossover signal to the upside. There you go, accumulate. You get a crossover signal to the downside. Oh, it's on sale. Okay, it's on sale. It's going to keep you. It's going to keep your finger on the pulse of that stock, so that you know what's going on. Hey, Bank of America is on sale. Great. Oh, this we just had a crossover to the upside. Up, get in there. Start accumulating. Yeah, excellent. Micro S&P, we're starting to get a signal here. Okay, right at the open, we're getting a signal to the upside. How did we know that was going to happen? Right? We were just saying it. Let's get that opening range on there. Place that opening range, and let's start watching that 15-minute chart. We did break out above the previous day's high, right? Great signal there. And we know that this goes a little haywire, right? We know this goes it gets a little jumpy at the open. So it's best to let this thing do what it's going to do for 15 minutes and let everything settle down, right? But we did break right here, right? We broke through some structure, and that happened 8:45 in the morning, broke through structure. Where are those ADR checkpoints? Right up here. Okay, so here's something that could happen. This thing here, what happens if we get a real strong spike right up to that ADR checkpoint? Now pretty much the day is done, right? So this goes all the way back up here and then pulls back to the opening range, which we are forming. We're forming a drop base rally. Hasn't happened yet. So far, this is also a basing candle, right? But this right here is what I'm seeing form. Right there. Question. Would it be easy for a programmer to add EMA to your TrendCloud? You have two simple moving averages bars. Can they make? It's already in there. It's already in there, Gary. Let me show you. Oh, I think you're talking about. Are you talking about this, Gary, right here? You're talking about this? Because if you're talking about this, this is just yeah. So I think it would be very easy. Yep. Okay. I think it would be very easy for them to add exponential. Hey, Krishna, and there you are. What's going on, buddy? I might be able to do that. Yeah. So this right here. So you could just put them on there. You could, if what kind of exponential, just to play around with the exponential moving averages. Yeah, totally. If you wanted to, you could you can just go, I have it starred. It's called moving average exponential right there. Moving average exponential. And you can just click it twice, put 2 of them on there, and and then you'll have it. If you wanted to test something out, maybe you want to test out, the 13 and I don't know, the 5, and do something like that. Yeah, the more you can manipulate stuff, yeah, buy and take up space. The more you can experiment, make those observations, jot them down, the better. I'll see if I can cut and paste that into it. And just to remind everybody, when you double click onto your TrendCloud on the highest time frame, this is only for the highest time frame. These moving averages that Gary's talking about, 100 and 200. If you check those off, you see how it places it. These are what I call major levels of support and resistance, right? In this case, it's going to be resistance. So you've got now your 50, your 100, your 200, and it's quite significant. Yeah, no big deal. Yeah. No, that's anything like that can be programmed. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a pretty easy type of language. All right. So we can keep that on there. And the reason why I only like having those moving averages on the highest time frame is just because they're more significant. Those moving averages on the highest time frame, always the most significant. So why not look at it on there? You will confuse yourself, especially at the beginning. You will confuse yourself if you put everything on every single chart, right? So if we understand the context of this and how they operate best, right? What tools work best in what situation, you put those on your high time frame, right? We don't want to eat soup with a fork, right? We want to eat soup with a spoon. And that's why we use these moving averages on that highest time frame. Okay, so we're still forming. I love watching how the opening range forms and just taking notice of the action, the price action right at the open. 9 minutes in, and we are forming that opening range there, and we did break through structure already, and it's labeled for us right there. Previous day's high, right there, and we broke through it, and we've got a ton of momentum on our side. Momentum cycling up, uptrend, above positive 100, up and away. Okay. NASDAQ. Let's go to the Dow first. Let's go micro Dow. Same thing, right? Micro Dow, look where we're at. Okay. High time frame, high on the curve. And we are wanting to go long. So here we're high on the curve, but that 4-hour trend is only in that second wave, right? We do have a lot of momentum at our back, and it looks like it's really trying to make a decision. We're already on the Dow. The Dow is already above the previous day's high on that 15-minute chart. ADR checkpoint right up here. It's getting pretty close, right? So just making a few observations here, just making a few observations that really stick out in my view, right? High on the curve, and getting real close to that average daily range. That's significant, okay? That's significant stuff to pay attention to. It really is, because we know for a fact that if we break through all of this supply, that's going to give us a little bit of a boost, and we've got those two ADR checkpoints very close by. You know, so you'd have to say, okay, I'm going to go long and make this the main target, and I'm saying that this is going to break through the supply zone, right? It's just whatever your thought process is there, or you can leave it alone. Compared to the NASDAQ, okay, NASDAQ. Now the NASDAQ here, the NASDAQ 1 hour trend and momentum are against us, right? Interesting. Whereas on the Dow, we have everything, right? The Dow and the micro S&P. The Dow and the S&P, we've got everything lined up. NASDAQ is not there. So do you see how that S&P and the Dow are better trades? Because we've got everything on our side. So even though it's on our scanner, the choosing between everything now becomes a factor, right? We want to choose between everything that we've got. Russell. Okay. Russell. We've got everything on the Russell here. We're just high on that curve. We are miles away. We are miles away from that first ADR checkpoint on the Russell. And we've got quite a range going on there. Looks pretty messy, doesn't it, guys? Boy, Russell feels pretty messy. It is trading above that 200 simple moving average there. So we can leave that on as a reference point. Okay, so we know it's trying to get past all this, right? Trying to get past all of that. So we're at the top of the curve. Cycling up, momentum is up, and we've got this pseudo uptrend on the middle time frame, don't we? Right? That TrendCloud, that 50 simple is still red. Green candles, TrendCloud is green, momentum is up. And this is the only little piece here that's kind of messing with us. And it shows, right? Because look at this. This is a lot of sideways movement. This picture, right? Look at this picture here. This picture doesn't look like this nice picture, does it? Look how clean this is. Impulse correction. Sideways, impulse correction. Impulse correction. Doesn't look like that, does it? Even to the downside here. Impulse down, correction. Impulse down, correction, and we're kind of, you know, we're kind of sideways. Notice trades that are ugly. Just call it ugly. Is it good looking or is it ugly? Recalculate. That's looking pretty sideways to me. Very difficult to trade something sideways. Very difficult. Okay. We got copper, we got platinum. Copper. TrendCloud is up, trading above that 200 simple as well. Just starting to cycle up. Just starting to cycle up on that high time frame to do what? Right? To do that. Impulse up. Correction into the trend cloud. Cycling up, getting ready to impulse up again. That's what we're getting ready to do on copper. Sideways here, right? 5 waves up on that 1 hour chart. Went sideways, recalculated. We've recalculated trend cloud signals. We're just starting to peak above, right? It's really trying to peak above that 100, that positive 100 there. Okay. And we do have, I bet we've got some signals on that one. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Let's take the opening range off of. Opening range on copper. We need to be on that 15-minute. Come on, opening range. There we go. Okay. So broke above, pulled back deep, and we're getting some copper signals here. Okay. And it looks like it's trying to break back to the upside. So did we get any? Yeah, we got a signal here. It pulled back deep. That was at 835, right? So it did pull back into our little trend cloud zone here. And now it's making a move. Okay. 5-minute chart. I'm going to place an alert. I think what I'm going to do is on each one of my instruments on the 5-minute chart, I'm going to put a little alert here for those trend cloud signals. Trend cloud, up arrow, once per bar, create. There we go. And there it is right there, right? Because it just formed that, and it went right to my phone. And let me see. The message, yep, copper, up entry arrow triggered right there. So it came up on the phone. Very nice. Oh, and it even shows you there as well. Okay. Very good. Oh, I have the volume off here. Scoring an 8. Platinum was Kazi's trade today. Made the 2-to-1 and scored an 8 on the scoring system. Beautiful trade. Kazi, did you take? I know you sort of do this thing where you take the retest of the signal, or did you take the signal itself? Did you take that retest of the signal? What's that, Graham? Can you buy from your phone signal? It was the retest. Okay, cool. Graham, can you buy? I haven't done that. I haven't done that. I think you can. I think you can. Yeah, so I think if you have if you're using TradingView for the live account, I know you can do it in the simulator too. Yeah, you can do buy orders from your phone. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Um, and and when you go live, if you choose a broker to connect to TradingView, right? Yeah. And also, if you have a broker on your phone, by all means, yeah, you can definitely do that because you can manage the trade too. Maybe you get into the trade because you're doing long-term stuff, and then I don't know, like 7 o'clock at night or something, you get a signal that your target is hit, and maybe you have to move that stop loss. By all means, yeah, you can do that. You can do that on your phone. Absolutely. So retest right here. Kazi took that retest of the TrendCloud signal, and just look at how. Let me recalculate this here. So look at how this demand zone formed here on that TrendCloud signal, right? So the TrendCloud signal, again, is a momentum-based signal, right? And what do we need to have a formation, right? We need to have a leg in right here, basing candle, and the basing candle here just kind of whipsawed. And then here's your leg out. You need momentum, right? You need to be in the direction of trend, and you need to have enough momentum to make that leg out break past structure, which it did right here, right? It just broke through structure, pulled back, kind of went sideways, retested, and now breaking out again. So the trend cloud is kind of pointing to a formation that's actually forming. So, you could get in on, if this candle was smaller, you could actually get in on those entries early on. But it usually creates a formation, and you can take the retest of those formations, right? Because it's actually forming some type of, supply or demand zone. In this case, drop base rally demand zone. Retest, and it took place, right at that opening range. Broke to the upside, kind of stumbled, retested this area. Here's where all the buyers are, and the move out. And there's your move out. Copper. And you took platinum. Oh, okay, interesting. Oh, okay, yeah. So it kind of moved the same way. You took platinum. Whoa, wow. Okay, let's remove those drawings. There you go. 8 o'clock in the morning. Wow. So 8 o'clock in the morning, we get this trend cloud signal right here. Here's your entry. Stop loss really needs to be there. And then if that was too expensive, you've got this right here, rally base rally. And it sort of came back and retested that area and then left the building. But that is definitely a rally base rally right there. Nice. There's the retest. Okay, so this is what this is the retest that Kazi took right here. Oof, man. Where's the ADR on this? It just hit. How is this magic or what? You know, it's like very interesting to see now what this is going to do. So there's your ADR checkpoint. Just hit that ADR checkpoint, and we'll see how this follows. What else we got on here? Where's the Australian dollar? Good over Australian dollar. Remove drawings. Let's go over this. All right. Aussie dollar. Crystal ball is back. Yes, that's right. We got the crystal ball out of our grandmother's attic. We are ready. Okay, so yeah, all right, Australian dollar. That is on it is on the scanner. Okay, so we know we have 15-minute trend and momentum on our side. We don't use the opening range for that. Big move to the downside. It really does respect that 4-hour trend cloud, right? 4-hour trend cloud, a lot of respect. Keeps recalculating, right? Hits the 200. Look at how it sort of creeped along the 200 here. Finally broke structure right here. Right? And just kept going. Broke structure right there. And it was just like days, right? To the downside. Pulls back into that trend cloud, and now we're going sideways here. Right? And it's lining it up there. So between the red line and the green line there, right? We are in a sideways movement there on that 4-hour chart. Momentum is trying to cycle up, right? Momentum up, cycling up in a downtrend, right? Mixed signals, right? So it's trying to choose a direction, and the only thing that we could do is sort of box that out, okay, make it gray, and say, okay, well, when we see some break of structure, so you can put an alert right there and just say alert. Okay. Crossing to the upside. And then you can go here and say alert. Crossing down. So now, Krishnan, you'll be alerted to the break of structure there on that sideways movement. And it'll send you a message. Once you know the direction that this thing breaks out to, you can start to put that trade plan in place, right? So all of this, I mean, that's a lot. I mean, look at that. Just look at all of that. Oof, brutal. That's brutal. All of that side. Look at how TrendCloud is. Look at how all these lines, all these plus signs right here. Look at that. That really tells you a lot of information. Okay, that's sideways movement. TrendCloud doesn't work because it's in a sideways movement, right? You want to use other methods that are going to fit your trade plan. And any type of momentum-based signal, okay, in a sideways movement like this, across multiple time frames in a sideways movement, it's going to throw a monkey wrench right into your momentum-based system. So what do? Well, you gotta, look at, keep an eye on it. Set your alert, right? Just a regular alert in that box. So if we break out to the upside, we can now put our TrendCloud system to work. All right. So right there, you're just going to wait. So I wouldn't be taking any trades on Aussie dollar right now, Christian. I'd be waiting and I'd be observing, right? Because all of this stuff in here, right? This is all taking place. As soon as you start getting those TrendCloud signals to the upside, it's already ready to go back down, right? That's what happens in a sideways movement. When everything just starts to line up for the upward movement, it hits the top of this range and it's ready to go back down, right? So the only way to really make a move, right, is to do something like this, red, and then from bottom, go right to there, green. Okay, and let's take a look at it. Do we like it? Yeah, that looks good. So that is how you would have to play this. Where does the majority of these tails here hit? Hit, right? Buyers are coming in here. Sellers are coming in here, right? Look at how we're getting, right? We're just making observations, right? Here's your low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Interesting, right? This, you just have to assume that this is going to make a higher low as well. But then as soon, if you get in on some kind of pullback, right? Maybe it pulls back somewhere in here to make another higher low. And as soon as you get to here, you're done. Very short target. Where's those ADR checkpoints on here? Okay, on the 1 hour chart. Yeah, see that? ADR checkpoints. It's just it's an observation, right? It's just an observation. Yep, there you go. That's right. Yep. That's right. So sideways movement, right? Sideways movement there. What's this? If you look back, multiple wicks on the left. This morning gave 350. Observe, but again, it's hard, right? It's hard to resist the signal, but remember, the signal is part of like a bigger trade plan, right? So it's never just one it's never just one thing, right? It would be great if it was, right? Oh, here's TrendCloud. Just take these signals and everything will be jolly, right? These are great signals. They work visually very well, and they are part of this system that you have to follow. And then there's all these other moving parts to it, right? ADR checkpoints, and are we cycling up? Where are we with the trend and momentum across time frames? It's a lot to look at. So at the beginning, when you're doing this for the first time, or you're just looking at this for the first time, you're like, oh, I'm just going to look at the signals because they seem to work, right? And that's what you do as a beginner. It's the mistake you make as a beginner. You convince yourself that, you know, maybe you don't have to follow all of the rules or something. But it's great to watch this and to just see, you know, what it's doing. But those are definitely higher lows there. So we're climbing out, right? Sort of climbing out of this. You can make it like that. There you go. How about that? Looks pretty good. A little classical charting there. So now we have an idea. Well, this could come down and hit this trend line. Maybe it pulls a little bit below, you know, and then makes another move. But it's trying to climb out of this and just going sideways there and just heading sideways. What else we got here? Things are starting to even out, right? We got gold and silver now shifting to the downside. Natural gas. Did we look at crude oil today? I don't think we saw anything on crude oil today. Crude oil. Wow. Crude oil. $77. Holy cow. Crude oil at $77. Okay. Fourth wave, we're going to start becoming extended on the high time frame. That's good for us, all right? When this starts to become extended, it's going to hit that fifth wave, pull back into the sixth wave. It's going to start slowing down here. ADR checkpoint. Boy, oh boy. 15-minute chart is to the upside. And we are, yeah, I think we may have some kind of double top might start to form on that 1 hour chart. I think we might be heading for some kind of double top. And then we'll see how it reacts. Because we know that crude oil loves to pull back to $70, and that's when we have to start looking for that move up. It always does that. They're pushing it down and then push it down, back down to 70, and then back up to 77, right? So as of right now, we don't have that momentum shift that we want. We got an upward trend on all three time frames, and we have downward momentum on our major time frames, right? So opposing forces here. We got nothing. The wind is not at our back, right? The wind is not in our sails to the upside, right? The momentum acts as the wind. The trend acts as the sail. And, you know, we're kind of just floating on the water here. MSFT target raised to 450. Let's go over. Let's look at some stocks. MSFT. Oh, Micros. MSFT. Let's put it up here. MSFT. Microsoft. Let's look at Microsoft. Woo-wee. Extended trend on the 1 hour. All right, let's go out to the daily. Let's look at the daily. Look at how it follows that 200 simple on the daily chart. Let's put the 100 up there. Stocks definitely, you definitely want to take notice of. So here's the 100 and 200 simple crossover right here. Going sideways, right at that crossover, right? So very interesting stuff. That's the daily. Right here. And what we want to know is let's take ADR off. We're coming up on earnings on January 31st. Earnings on January 31st for Microsoft. 1 hour chart. Boy, oh boy. Look at how that crossover right at the 1 hour right there. But notice here, sideways, right? We went sideways for a long time, but like, right, Gary? Like if we were accumulating, and Graham, if we were accumulating Microsoft, right there. Look at how the crossovers kind of show you the baseline of where Microsoft is at. There's your accumulation phase right there. So if you just accumulated Microsoft on the upward crossovers, right? Accumulate. There you go. There's your winner right there. Yeah. Yep. So I don't know. What do you think? We've got this extended trend on the 1 hour. We know for a fact that this thing wants to pull below the 50 simple. So maybe we set an alert on Microsoft on a crossover, right? Plus sign, TrendCloud, cross signal, right? So now on the 1 hour chart, right? Crosses down. Chris, please show the price range tool. Oh, yes. The price range tool, the risk manager tool. Risk manager. This here. Now on stocks, let's see how it reacts here. Entry, let's say exit, 20,000. Two to one, 3 to 1, 5 to 1. 392. Yeah, this is set up for futures. Oh, on drawings. Let's see. Drawing tools. I never use that thing. Built in on drawing tools. I never use that thing. I think it's in here. Price range tool. Oh, price range tool. Here we go. Let me set that as a favorite. Price range tool. From here to about here. So we're looking for about a 2% 2 or 3% pullback, 2 or 3% pullback on that price, so that we can recalculate. Yep. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Yeah, thanks, Graham. I like that. I'll keep that on my my toolbar, my favorites toolbar here. You guys know how to build this thing, right? Favorites toolbar. I believe right here. Show favorites toolbar. Just click onto that little star, and it will have all your favorite stuff right there. Very cool. Yeah, good stuff. Anything else, guys? Should we look at anything else here? Real excited about the the text messaging, right? Real excited about the text messaging stuff. That is a huge help. Gary, great idea. Crossover on the 1 hour chart for accumulating stocks. Brilliant. To blue to clear. Oh, you can hide that for clear. Yeah, that's cool. Style, background. Cool. Oh, look at that. Thanks, Graham. Cool, buddy. Forecasting. Krishnan, you had you want to look at something? Go back over to our green list. And maybe look at let's see. Doot. Currencies. Anything on the currencies here? Let's look at the Swiss here. Yeah, look how the Swiss pulled up, hit that first ADR checkpoint. Uptrend. TrendCloud signals. So if you took this TrendCloud signal here, right, because everything is up, right? So on those 5-minute chart, look at how that TrendCloud signal right here ran smacked right into the first ADR checkpoint, and that was it. Boom, done. Pullback. What is this? Maybe that might give you more insight for TrendCloud signal improvement. Which gives buy signal. What is that? There is one UT bot. Bot alerts. So I've got. Thanks for reminding me about that, guys. Oh God, a lot of really interesting stuff. I got a meeting today. I have a meeting today at 12 o'clock with a programmer, and we're going to have a chat about TrendCloud being turned into a bot. Okay. So we have to figure out, can we get high time frame, cycle, momentum, and trend programmed, and then middle time frame, trend and momentum programmed when we produce these signals. It's complicated stuff, man. Let me tell you, that's like way beyond any programming I've ever done. So I do have a meeting today, 12 o'clock, and we're going to have a chat, and we're going to see what that sucker costs to do that. But very interesting stuff. I think it would be, what would be the benefit of that? The benefit would be that you could run TrendCloud as a bot 24/7, hands off. Okay. still setting 1% risk. Okay. Setting that 1% risk hard stop. Okay. And programming that to run 24/7 and just have TrendCloud manage this small account of yours. We don't know. You have to you have to build it, and then you have to run it and test it, right? So we're going to have a chat about that, and if it can be done mathematically to do that, yes, it would. It would be auto trade, Gary. It would be auto trade. A little scary, right? Yeah, I'm not used to that. I'm used to discretionary stuff where you've got it, there's pros and cons to all of it, right? There's pros and cons to all of it. But I think it has to be explored. I think it definitely has to be explored because it's being done, right? And now with AI technology, yikes, AI is coming a long way very fast. All right, Kazi, have a great weekend. Great job. Congrats on that platinum trade. Awesome. And I'll see you on Monday. Excellent. So exciting stuff, guys. So I'll post in the private Facebook group today after the meeting. I'll let you guys know how that went, what's involved with that. We'll have a good meeting with Brandon next week. We'll talk about CMT and his experience there, and that's it. We'll keep doing what we're doing. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. I will see you guys on Monday.